Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It's Sunday. It is the start or the end of the week, depending on how you look at things. I guess it depends whether your glass is half full, half empty, whatever you choose. But as always, welcome back. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me as we walk and navigate our way through what is a pretty challenging time right now. One side, everyone's going, it's bullish season. We're off to the moon. The other side, people are going, oh, although I feel there's less going, oh. Anyway, tonight I want to put my thesis across that it's happening right now. Yes, the beginning of the dump, all right? And I'm going to go out there and say that I think this is going to happen. I'm going to show you why, all right? I'm not just going to come at it from a random speculation perspective. I'm going to back it up with evidence and reasons why I believe it's happening. So, yeah, it's going to be good. All right, it's going to be good. It's going to be another crazy week in crypto. Yeah, I agree. Lots of stuff happening this week that is like macro-y stuff. Not really like the biggest news in the world in terms of, oh, Pomperino, but certainly there is some question marks around some of the elements that we're going to see and walk and talk through this week. So Liam says, even too big game over from TikTok. Let's get it. See, Liam, you get all this nice like imagery and all sorts. My computer has been super weird tonight though. So just be mindful. Hopefully we'll be all right. I am literally at the moment trying to source a new computer. I'm either going to go new PC or I'm going to go laptop. I don't know which one to do yet, but hopefully we'll get through the stream. But anyway, hope you're doing well. As always, hit the like and subscribe button. Do make sure that you're hitting that like button on TikTok as well and give me a follow. And yeah, let's bring up the charts here. Obviously, TikTok, I know you guys can't see it because every single week they go, we're restricting your live because you're showing stuff that's not yours, even though it's just a price chart. So I'll try and communicate the best I can. Chris, what's going on, buddy? I'll try and communicate the best I can. All right. Ripple Reverse in the building. Wealth Ranger. Good to see you, man. Curtis here. Yes, what's going on? Zebek. What's Zebek been doing today, actually? Down about 3%. Craig's here. What's going on, JFR? Good to see you, man. Fat Sonic says, see a lot of YouTube videos recommended with a similar thumbnail. Also, my P is shitting itself by the... I mean, mine is as well, but I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Josh says, hype cryptocurrency got listed on Coinbase. Yeah, I know. I know it did, and I missed it. But anyway. And Godforsaken, good to see you, man, as well. Welcome in. All right, everybody. I haven't finished my tea yet, so do bear with me as I finish this off. But if you were here on Friday, and again, TikTok, I know you can't see the screen, but if you were here on Friday, you will have talked and walked through what we had here, which was obviously the rising channel with that breakout. And we were saying, look, we were expecting a little bit of price consolidation, but a price moving down to then turn this trend. So this big red line here that's moving down is the kind of trend that's here. What's going on, BitsCrypt? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. So this trend line here, this red line that's coming round, it's around $78,000, comes in. It did flip green as we got the move to the upside. Again, if you want to see what I'm looking at, you've got to go to YouTube because TikTok's weird. But we have an M pattern play out here. Now, you could argue and say, well, too bit. The M pattern is sort of playing out something like this, which then, you know, arguably you go, okay, yeah, fair enough. This may be the bounce that we get, all right? So we did bottom out at this level. We might get this bounce back to the upside. We've hit this 200-week moving average, or the 200-day moving average, sorry, that we've been talking about. But there are some things here from a technical standpoint, and then we'll get into some of the bigger reasons why I think it's going to be certainly the beginning part of pulling down. And as of yet, I'm still to be convinced that this market is anything other than playing out exactly as we predicted. Even, you know, people that came into the live stream and talked to us on Friday saying, you're wrong, it's going to the moon, you know, we're the best part of what? In $4,000 less today than we were on Friday. So kind of interesting to think about how that plays out. But yeah, so this is kind of structurally where we sit. Now, for those savvy-eyed investors, for those that are a little bit closer to this game than others, you will actually see that on the daily chart here, the momentum indicator has actually flipped red. Now, we would need a break above around, or a close, probably around the 21-day moving average, which is around $79,000, to sort of confirm that this trend is nothing more than just a bit of a dump. Because you got to remember, we actually came down from 81,651 yesterday. So the market did actually give up the goat yesterday, broke down below the 21-day moving average, hit this sort of trend here, and then it's come down a little bit far. So you've got this little bounce, relief rally, Sunday, low crypto, whatever you want to call it. Low crypto, low liquidity weekend, all right? Dr. Crypto says, Hubert, change to YouTube. Let's go. It is easier. I am tempted to show the screen on TikTok, but I mean, the screen's way better here on YouTube anyway. But yeah, when blue lines for alt season index charts, I'm just counter trading a dump, but I think it's better to wait for further dumpage to get long. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm waiting for. So the other thing to note, by the way, here is this money flow indicator is now telling us that, look, The trend is starting to starting to wick to the downside, okay? Now, we saw exactly the similar pattern here. This started to curl back down. But more importantly, we could start and go on the weekly candles. And as you can see here, that this is a big old fat red dip on the weekly candle. Now, this obviously certainly invalidates the upward trend that many people have probably been talking about. That, oh yeah, well, it's so tired of manipulation. Yeah, I can imagine. I noticed bearish YouTube channels are now turning bullish too, but well, I mean, many of them probably are because they're chasing a narrative and they're chasing what they think people want to hear. I'm sticking to what I think. Macro, very bullish. All right. If you watch my XRP videos, HBAR videos, again, macro bullish. I'm all about it. Short term, I absolutely believe that this market's going to go down again. And like I said, does that mean I'm 100% absolutely going to be one, right? No, but you ain't going to see a video from me going, I was wrong. I'm super bullish. But again, my view is that this is kind of where we're going to play out. And there's a number of things here on the weekly candles that are sort of telling us that same sort of narrative as well. RSI just starting to roll over a little bit. But the weekly does give us a very obvious rejection here at this kind of upper range. So right now, the weekly has just flipped bearish. Now, what you're looking for, and this is kind of where I think this week becomes important, and obviously there's a lot of macro stuff going on. If this week starts to print another red candle, then all of a sudden this actually starts to become a little bit more interesting, right? We actually start to see a little bit more of a downside momentum shift. We actually start to see a little bit more of a probably pricing in lower, and then it will only then... That is the worst arrow in the world. I was trying to see if I could do a better than my brush, but yeah, only then do we potentially start to see, why is it doing that? Is it because I'm really close into the chart? It must be. So then and only then do we start to see this argument that, yeah, actually, we kind of feel a little bit bearish here. This market feels like it's going to give up a little bit of the go, and there's a potential push down. Now, there's obviously the technical side of things that we can argue and say, well, okay, the 21 is still above the 200, which means even from a... what the hell? I mean, this is a joke. TikTok has literally just said gifting suspended and live visibility restricted. How? It's my face on a screen. Like, what? If they reject this appeal, I'm done live streaming on TikTok. I'm literally not going to use a platform ever again. So if they reject this appeal, I'm never using TikTok again because it's literally my face on a screen. How the hell can that be reproduced content? How? It's impossible. It's impossible. It's my face. Yeah, mate, honestly, if this appeal comes back and it says this is not, I'm going to turn TikTok off and I will never stream on TikTok ever again because I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. It's nonsense if that's the case. Absolute nonsense. So we could still argue for the 21 above the 200. That's fine. All right. You could still say, well, yeah, we are in this place. Again, you've got this kind of bigger time frame up here, which if you remember is the 50-week moving average as well. It's sitting around $94,800, which we're sort of hoping there's going to come down as well. That could give us, Damien, what's going on, man? Could give us a little bit more conversation to say, well, look, this is probably going to wick to the downside as well. Selbo! What's going on, bud? Welcome in. Yeah, it has to be. Like, something has to be wrong if it believes that that's reproduced content, that's my face. How the hell can that be reproduced content? And then I'm just talking about a chart. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to get into it. I will literally never stream on this platform ever again. Yeah, it's restricted my content for... what's it restricted for? Due to reproduced content such as pre-recorded or copied content. So apparently Elon Musk just joined our Discord, which is a bit weird. So yeah, it must be Casey, which is just like there's 12 people in here. Like, what the like, who the hell is gonna do it? But I swear to God, if TikTok comes back and does not overturn this appeal, I am gonna close this live stream out and I will never stream on TikTok ever again. Because I simply cannot be bothered. Can't be bothered. What is going to take for blue lines for the altcoin season index charts, 99 to 100? Well, probably a bit more of a price movement to the upside is what I would argue. But yeah, anyway, let's just stick with this real quick. So like I said, on the weekly, by the way, I think we are definitely going to reject here. That means that next week becomes important. We'll talk about some of the stuff that's going on with NetWeek's price discussion as well, which I think will be important to think about. So yeah, certainly my view is that this could have been a local top that we came in at around 82,000. Now, if you go back and watch some of our previous live streams and some of our previous videos, 82 was kind of what we talked about as a potential push to the upside. Because if you go on the daily, I think that's appeal not approved. Okay, I am literally never live streaming on this. Let me just close this out. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. It's miles better. You can see what you want, but I am not streaming on this platform ever again. There we go. I'm never streaming on it. TikTok. See you later. I'm never streaming on TikTok ever again. That's it. I am done with that stupid platform. I cannot be bothered. Done. Phone out of this. I am never streaming on TikTok again. There we go. That's it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I would say, right, complete TikTok, tell them that you've been targeted. It's just me. I mean, there's no way. How, like, it's just not possible that the only thing I'm not doing is looking at it. Anyway, right. Let's continue on with what we were talking about. Man, I've got really warm now because I've just got angry. Right. Bear me 1 second. Let me just take my jumper off. Right. Just don't go anywhere. Boom, I'm back. I'm blending the background as well. Anyway, pretty sure soon housing market will accept cryptocurrency for payments on houses. I read that extremely bullish for cryptocurrency. Well, I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of debate about the actual real world use case of what's going on. Yeah, we just witnessed the beginning of the demise of TikTok. How can you restrict content that's me talking? Like it's me, as I'm sure every other fucking live stream is. They're just not like I'm not looking directly at the camera, so that's it. I'm done with it. I mean, it's a waste of time as a platform anyway. So yeah, stick to YouTube. It's miles better. Right. Anyway, so continuing on. This is why this becomes important. If we go a little bit nearer here on the 4-hour chart, because I know some of you guys like the 4-hour chart, you can see that we're holding the 200-day. Now, obviously, this is technically not the 200-day moving average. This would be the 200 4-hour moving average. Does that make sense? But you can see this kind of resistance level. I mean, technically, it's still the 200-day moving average. It was just on the 4-hour chart. So you can kind of see then this becomes a really important level. So yes, the argument would be we flipped bearish. We flipped bearish from, again, another retest of $82,000 that we got, obviously, Thursday last week. And now we've pushed back. So the consolidation phase on the small term comes here. What does this do? Well, does this just consolidate and then potentially wick back to the upside? Or does the 21-day moving average come down here, goes below the 200, and actually we then start to see the downside momentum come in? So yeah, in my opinion, this is going to be pretty interesting as to how this plays out. But macro, just my view, I'm going to show you some things in a minute, tells us that the market is going to go down. Now, what can we look at for some other indicators to then say, well, okay, maybe let's sort of analyze what, what could be happening elsewhere. So Ethereum down back below the trend. And look at this, really bearish here on ETH. As much as we might not like it, ETH's bearish. You got a big M pattern here. So, arguably, if you're playing the M pattern there on Ethereum, your price target is back here at 1960, which I think Fatsonic, you kind of said as well about it. I think 1960 is kind of the potential price target on Ethereum, which would be roughly, a little drop from where we are right now. You think about that price, you're talking about another 10% down. Don't think that would be the craziest drop in the world, but ETH, in my opinion, big macro M pattern playing out. 21's now gone below the 200, telling us that this is probably bearish. Look at money flow out. RSI now massively oversold. So, well, not even massively oversold, just oversold, actually. 2160 in the short term where I go long, but I don't like trading it. There you go. It's the longer time. I think it can come down for sure. Yeah. So that's just my view. Again, on ETH, you can see that's kind of moving down a little bit as well. Now, some of the other coins that we've sort of been looking at and tracking and seeing what's been going on are also starting to show some signs of weakness and starting to show some signs of pushing down. So when we talk about things like XTC that we touched on, HBAR starting just a little bit to retest some of these key ranges. But look at the 21, starting to curl back down onto that point there as well. Morpho pushing down, but Quant. Now, Quant did rally a little bit on the back end. Tau, look at this. Big dump correction on Tau. Kind of annoying, really. I was going to sell at 307 and just sort of sit in cash, but I didn't anyway. Too bit of TikTok over. Maybe worth making case blue here. Oh, yeah. That's a good shout, actually. In fact, I'm literally going to do that right now. I mean, who knows? I may go back to it. I'm going to message them and be like, how is that reproduced content when it's my face? But I'm just not in a world where I can be bothered. Like, I just can't be bothered. If people want to report me over that platform, then crack on. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's wild if you ask me. But anyway, there we go. Chasing green candles is literally the same as chasing dreams. Exactly, Michael. Yeah, exactly. Do you think hype cryptocurrency can pass Ethereum market cap soon? No. No, I don't think it can pass the market cap soon. I think it'll do very well, and I'm annoyed that I didn't get into it. I've got to be honest. I am annoyed that I didn't buy hype. We were talking about this at $40, talked about it at 39. I was like, man, it's going to correct. Don't worry about it. It's going to come in. No, didn't get it. And then obviously they got the Coinbase listing and boom, off it goes to the races, which is kind of annoying. Now, again, if the broader market comes down, we might sort of see a little bit of a potential, mover. But yeah, I mean, this looks like it's gone. So pretty interesting. Memes pretty flat, not really doing a lot here as well. But where I want to get to a little bit, and we'll come back and touch on some of the stuff here, specifically in the crypto market and specifically on some of these charts. But I want to talk about the beginning of the move, all right? Because it's easy just to say, well, I think the market's going to correct. But I want to put a little bit of meat on the bone, should we call it. Now, depending on how you look at this broader market and depending on how you feel about it, every single financial bubble in history has always popped at a similar kind of time. Now, as in a macro's done something, something's changed, global hysteria, whatever, right? Something's always happened. And if you think about what that always looks like, and you can go and verify this yourselves, by the way, but basically what happens is bond yields, which is something I talked about a month ago, they start rising sharply. Now, you have to understand why bond yields start rising. Bond yields start rising because people want to de-risk, okay? So people want to come away from risk assets, and that can be something as simple as Bitcoin as a high speculative asset, or it could be something like gold, a stock, a share, whatever, right? It can always be something like that. And generally, this always happens. So if you look at the markets, you can see it happened back in Japan in 1989, it happened in the dot-com bubble of 2000, and it also happened in China in 2007. And a very similar pattern is starting to play out now, specifically with bond yields. And again, we've been talking about this. So what you get is this enormous spike in bond yields, which then becomes this self-fulfilling problem, which can't be resolved until basically global recession. Okay. Now you only have to look at the UK. And I said this to you guys on Friday, that the UK is kind of further down the track, albeit we won't admit it, and albeit that our government believes that they're doing the right thing. We're way further down the track of a potential recession and probably the bond market basically giving up on the UK. Okay, we're way further down the track than say like the US is or some parts of Europe. But we can kind of walk through this specifically and then understand how it is. So the key one to look at would be the 30-year treasury. Now, we can look at the bond market. Obviously, it's closed through the weekend, so it's difficult to kind of get involved. But if you remember, we were talking about this on Friday, and we talked about the UK 30-year bond market, which is a 30-year treasury, which is about 5.89%. Now, if we put this into a weekly context, and again, you can start to see some of these moves, and you can probably correlate this. If we put the price of Bitcoin over here as well, we can probably correlate a very similar story here on BTC, which probably tells us that when we get a spike in the bond market, then we generally see a capitulation in the crypto market, okay? And that will kind of align to some of the stuff we're doing. So let me just change the color of this just to make life that little bit easier, okay? Does that make it easier? I don't know if that makes it easier or not. Does that make it easier? Let's do that. So this is overlaying the price of BTC over the top of the bond market. And what you can generally see here is that as the bond markets generally go up, we generally see the conversion or the opposite happen with the crypto market. Now, it's not necessarily because I know what some of you are already saying. Well, hold on a minute to a bit. This area is not giving that thesis, okay? Bond market's actually gone up, crypto market's gone up. So what are you actually saying to a bit? And why the hell are you giving us this narrative, okay? Because it's important to sort of understand, right? But the important bit is, where does the difference actually happen? Because you could argue and say, well, okay, this isn't the same. But right now, this is similar. What is this similar as? Well, this is similar as this pattern here. Now, what's the two similarities between this moment in time? This is coming off the bull market top, okay? So this is February 2021, and this then comes in as 2022, the year after a cryptocurrency bull market. Yeah. So you can see there, look, that would be the peak of the crypto of BTC. We then see the push down and we see the bond market go up. All right. The same has happened here. So we see the bond market go up. We see the price of Bitcoin come down the year after a Bitcoin bull market. Okay. Now, obviously the bond market, we can't go back too far, but you could argue and say, well, look, here is 2017. Oh, come on, bro. How do I... Can I not move that? It's like really annoying. Oh, is it because I need to do that? That does not help me. That's a bit better. Okay, yeah, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we can actually go back to 2017 as well, which is kind of good news, and see exactly the same sort of plan. So you can see 2017, bull market top. We then see crypto come down with the bond market go up. So if the bond market goes up, as it has done in history, and then you could argue and say, well, the bond market is kind of signaling that we're going to get this kind of convergent when it comes to the crypto market. So let me just take that off just because it makes life easier to see. So this is kind of important now because this is kind of where we sit here on the dailies in the bond market, okay? Because the bond market is spiking right now. And again, we can argue this happened back in early 2007. We can now argue and say, well, it happened in 2017. If you relate this directly back to the crypto market, 2021 did the same. And it feels like the same is happening right now. If you were to go back to look at what happened in 2008 or even maybe a bit later, you got things like the 10-year at its highest level in 30 years. You got obviously Germany's 10-year, like loads of the bond market's under maximum stress right now. And this is happening at the same time while you've got AI booming, right? Stocks concentration above .com levels. Everyone's seen the chart, right? Where it's like, it's the most insane private credit market. It's the most insane investor market since like blowing the .com ratio out like you wouldn't believe, okay? So let me just see if I can get kind of anything new that will just kind of make sense here. But yeah, basically we're in a place here. Here we go. So come on, man. I'm so desperate for a new computer. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable right now. Who is anyone deal with computers? I need a good computer sorting out. Please. Oh, why won't that load? Why won't that load? Come on, load, you massive job. There we go. Got it. Got it. So this gives you an idea, by the way. This is the crypto. This is the valuation of US stock companies, right? Absolutely crazy valuations, way above the .com era. Look how crazy it's gone. So US stock valuations are basically at, if not above, the .com bubble kind of overhypeness, okay? So something called the PE ratio, right? Which I think is something like something earnings. I can't remember exactly what it is, right? But we saw this back in the .com bubble, and the S&P crashed over 50%, right? So pretty wild, right? And this is kind of exactly what we're seeing, in my personal opinion, going on in this market. If you think about what is the reason that this is going to burst, it's going to be over stimulation in the AI market, right? It's going to be over investment in tech. Private equity is going to completely completely fill it to pieces. And obviously real estate is, I think that might be the problem. RAM and storage get so expensive, it's crazy. So I think that could be the problem. Either that or my computer's not getting enough power because my RAM sticks are RGB and the lights are so dim on them. It's almost like they're not working properly. And so I feel that might be a reason, but I've had it 7 years. It doesn't owe me anything, to be fair. I just want to probably get something new. But yeah, maybe I just buy some more RAM, but it is knackered. Like it's like half open around here. It's 7 years old, so probably need to get it. So anyway, if we were then to say, well, maybe the private credit market, maybe the stock market, maybe people feel it's over stimulated right now, that there is a risk attached here, then what would be some of the signs that people feel the same way? What would we be able to then fall back on and say, maybe this is true? Well, it would be significant selling of giant global companies from giant global investors. You can look at some of these people, okay? So what are they exiting? And you'll have seen the headlines recently, by the way. Bill Gates Foundation sold all. Like, think about this headline. Bill Gates Foundation sells the last of its Microsoft stock, right? They dumped over $2.3 billion worth of Microsoft stock, as have many others, by the way. It's not new news. Oops. It's not new news here. that you also got Warren Buffett dumped here. You got Bill Ackman. You also, Bill Ackman bought some. Chris Mon, who is from TCI Fund Management. Like loads of them are selling Microsoft. Daniel Loeb from Third Point Capital. And then obviously you've got Berkshire Hathaway. I mean, obviously he's not there anymore, and it's probably the worst picture I've ever seen in my entire life of him. But even Berkshire Hathaway have been dumping more and more. They've been absolutely exiting. Amazon, United Health, DPZ, and then even some others as well. So it's kind of like, it's like a pretty big sell-off here of kind of some of the big stock markets. And one of the things I've been talking about for, the last like month or something was we don't know what's going to happen to the crypto market if the S&P 500 dumps its backside off. And that for me is the two things to watch. The S&P 500, what happens with it? Yes, still super overstimulated. Did get a sell-off on Friday. We can't deny that. And that has then sort of flowed through into the crypto market over the weekend. But you have the S&P 500 potentially selling off at the same time as, this kind of risk asset is not there, which is kind of wild, right? Which is kind of wild. So, like I said, there's a massive amount of aggressive selling going on, specifically on some of these coins. And they continue some of these stocks, and they continue to dump it as well. And actually, some of this numbering is huge, right? Is huge. And this is just Q1 of 2026, by the way. So this is just literally in the first quarter of 2026. They are, quote unquote, massively de-risking across Wall Street. Now, you might say, well, okay, they're de-risking. Are you sure they're not just pivoting into crypto ETFs? ETFs still, by the way, have some merit, and there's still some inflows in there. But even Berkshire Hathaway, that was like $328 billion in cash, has now trimmed their positions from 40 to just 26. Domino's, that was what it was. Chevron, Bank of America, like they're dumping loads of this, what I would deem as kind of high risk. Bill Ackman sold the Google Class C shares. Bear in mind, Google just invested a shit ton of money into ChatGPT, OpenAI, and loads of data centers. They dumped billions of dollars into Oracle once again as well. The TCI fund, nearly $8 billion in Microsoft. Why are people selling Microsoft off so much? Well, it's maybe because Bill Gates is getting ready to release another pandemic, but who knows? I mean, that's pure speculation. Obviously, I'm getting sued here, but yeah, and they cut their portfolio down from 10% just to 1% disruption from AI, which again is a narrative that I think many people need to think about and how that kind of works and plays through. And then, like I said, PG&E and reducing Nvidia is pretty big as well. So there's just this massive sell-off in the stock market right now that people kind of are ignoring, which is kind of pretty wild if you ask me. And then there is obviously another big narrative, right? That, Josh, thanks, man, that I think is worth noting here. And this is going to stir a little bit of controversy, right? But now this isn't a catchy headline to say that, the Clarity Act failed, but it could, all right? It could. And let me explain. Before everyone dislikes the video, reports me and all that kind of stuff, let me just explain myself a little bit here. So we know that the Clarity Act on the surface has passed, all right? But it passed the Senate and Banking Committee. What's going on, Mouse? Yeah, exactly. Godforsaken knows. Exactly. That's why they're dumping all the Microsoft shares. They need the money. They need the money for ventilators. But it may still fall before it actually gets passed. Why? Because there is still some ways to go. Okay, there is probably, let's say 6 or 7 reasons why it might not get in. Okay, so what would those reasons be, and what would be the effect? Okay, which is important. The fact here is the Banking Committee has to merge the bill from the original statement into this. So they've got to take the Senate Agricultural Committee. Remember, it went to 2 different committees, Senate Banking and the Senate Agricultural Committee. They've got to bring that together as a compromise. I mean, they couldn't even get a vote through in the bloody Banking Committee. So that's going to be pretty interesting. If you change it, they're going to have to re-vote on it. If you change it, they're going to have bipartisan support on it. And ultimately it gives all these people chances to kind of say no. So that for me is one, right? They have to get 60 people to vote for it in the Senate to say, yes, we're going to pass it. Now, we looked at this in a bit more detail on Friday to say, well, are they going to be able to get it? There's a debate. In fact, Sonic, I know you brought a couple of people up. I can't remember exactly who they were. We already know that the banks are now lobbying against this as well, by the way. We know the banks are like, we don't want it. They're still pushing back in terms of DeFi being a safe harbor in stablecoin yield returns, and developer protections was already something they'd sort of half agreed with. And remember, banks can appeal outside of the Banking Committee. which is kind of wild if you think about it, right? So they can just come at this from every single fucking angle they want. It then has to go back to the House for reconciliation. They've got to pass it, all right? So they did pass it back in July 2025, but it has to go back for reconciliations. They then once more must vote on the unified bill, right? Pretty wild. And it's got to be done by August, right? It's got to be done by August. If they don't do it by August, then we're knackered because you enter midterm campaigns and no one will give a shit about it at that point. So August is like the deadline for this, which you might say, well, it's August. It's fine, 2-bit, whatever. It's like 8-9 weeks away. And then the final one would, even if all of that is good news, even if everything gets passed and everyone's like, yes, let's get this mother trucker into office, the law still has a 360-day delay for the SEC and the CFTC to write the rules. They can change it now. You would argue and say with Michael Selig and Paul Atkins, they probably won't, but they will probably argue for it or potentially could delay it, with most compliance deadlines landing in potentially 2027, 2028. All right. So yes, it got voted. Yes, it's good news, but we're certainly not out of the woods yet. And all these people are now telling you that the Clarity Act is like the best thing since sliced bread, and now we can go to the moon, and Bitcoin and the crypto market and look at these coins. I actually saw a video and it said something like, now it's passed, just 98.7% of coins will dump except these. You're like, is that a real video? Anyway, so kind of wild, right? Kind of wild. Yeah, Fat Sonic says Rand Paul probably won't vote for it, which I still find ironic because he is a libertarian. Well, that's it. That's it. Yeah, it makes me mad. Congress gets their recess like their children. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I saw a thing with AOC today behind like bulletproof glass and stuff. You're like, right, okay, cool. That's kind of the world we live in, I guess. Like, how can you stand there and be like, defund the police and everyone's cool and and by the way, I'm going to stand behind this bulletproof glass because, hey, I mean, this can't get shot. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, it all gets a bit wild if you ask me. All gets a bit wild, but like I said, it's all about trying to make things work and not, unity is better than division, isn't it? Let's call it that. What's going on, Mark? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. I currently own one stock and just USDT to trade at the moment. Nice. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm annoyed I didn't sell on some of those coins I was going to sell on, but hey, it's fine. I'm still sat in cash, and all I'm doing is still accumulating more if I can. All right. So I think I told you guys I started like a Go mining adventure. It's not the greatest. It's okay. It's bringing me a little bit back. Like all my rewards coming in from as a miner, I'm just putting into USDT. I'm like, cool. I'm just going to be ready when this market decides to do what it's going to do. I want to be in a place that I could get involved. And I'm not the only one, by the way. Some of the news headlines are now giving us this view saying 33k Bitcoin could well be on the cards. So we will see. Selling main go ways are popular saying in the financial markets, and renowned analyst Merklin the trader outlined a historical pattern that could even be more painful for BTC's targets are quite worrying. The worst case scenario predicting a massive plunge to $33,000. Now, I don't necessarily agree with 33k. I do agree that we go down. I've never shied away from that, but 33 feels a little bit far in my opinion. But yeah, I'm still holding on to this 55 to 60. That's where I'm buying. So I'm cool with that. Max, I need to try and go. I need to try the Go miner as I was doing well, and I've been reinvesting in building my hash rate. Yeah, I mean, that's all I've done is moved over. I would say Go mining is less. How can I be politically correct here? It's less speculative, and the rewards are nowhere near as good as what Azaminer is. Do I think there is a higher risk with Azaminer? Yes, I think that's a fair assumption to say. But yeah, I mean, so far it's rewarded me a little bit. I don't really have to do a lot. And yeah, I mean, just building up. So if you do want to sign up, by the way, do us both a favor. Check out the video I put out for Go Miner. Sign up with that link. It's worth it. No, Lucky is the one for mining a block, which, by the way, also is kind of cool. I mean, I haven't hit anything and I've been mining over there for a month, but I've got a year's package with them. So, but you can get little like coins and stuff over there as well, which is kind of cool. But yeah, Go Mine is a little bit like Azza, a bit more complicated, a bit more stuff to it. But look, it's just generating a little bit of passive income. So again, it's not crazy amounts, but even if something generated like 50, 60, 100 bucks a week, and then you trade it with the AI trade bots, by the way, that you can get in our premium Discord. All right, check it out. Oh, by the way, I also, for anyone who's interested who doesn't want to sign up with our whoop.com lift, I did put a new way of accessing the the premium Discord, including all the bots. Because the reality is now, obviously the guys that are in, Euro guys are in. I just feel like charging $3 for what we're giving is insanely cheap, and so I'm not doing it anymore. So if you're already on, great, and I've been warning this for a while, but we did and have just released a new tier on the memberships, which is called the crypto something or other. It's the same price if you were to sign up through whoop.com, which then gives you access to all our AI bots and all the rest of it. So if you've already got your channel membership, then you're good. If you want to get access to any of our trade bots, the Discord, the private Discord, all that stuff, then you can sign up using that one as well. Also, you can just check the link in the description. But in my opinion, like I said, the stuff that we're starting to build, the people and partnerships we're starting to connect with, and some of the stuff that we've been able to give access to, I don't think others are doing that. And we're charging the least out of everybody. So, yeah, don't think I'm greedy. I've been banging on about it for 6 months. So, yeah. So the price on the Whoop hasn't gone up. Just the tier that you need to access the premium Discord has gone up on the channel memberships. All right. I still think that's why privacy coins ripped in certain events like Doge, investing. I mean, yeah, potentially. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I think so as well, Mark. I think they can do very well. Bear in mind, like, there's like 35 people on it so far. Imagine when there's like 400 people on it. So yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be pretty cool. And again, I mean, some I've lost, some I've gained. Like, I've loved it, in fairness. And I think even that can tip you into some interesting trades on the actual crypto market as well. So anyway, now things to look out for this week. Obviously, my case here is that I think the market does roll over. We'll have to see. I mean, lots can happen. We'll see what happens. So what have we got this coming up week? April pending home sales data. No one cares. The Fed FOMC minutes come out on Wednesday. That could be pretty interesting. I am hearing that we might get a speech from Kevin Warsh over the course of maybe the next 48 hours, but we'll see what that looks like. Nvidia earnings on Wednesday might be pretty interesting. We'll see what that looks like. What's going on, Beebs? Yeah, I mean, the Iran thing's kind of gone quiet, hasn't it? Manufacturing Thursday, and then, yeah, a few others, but some pretty big earnings coming in as well on the back of a pretty tough all week last week. So lots to, lots to debate, lots to talk about, lots to kind of give a view for. We'd love to buy Bitcoin and get it 30K in 2027. I mean, I think if you were going to say Bitcoin's going to... See, this is the thing. This is where I think my narrative is. I think this just ends up being a sharp decline. And I would argue, I put the base case out for this. I would argue the bottom would be October, but I don't think it's a bottom as crazy as many people think. I just think that the bottom could be 55, 60, and then we wick back to the upside. Maybe it goes maybe it has a candlestick down to like 52 or something, but yeah. Iran opens its stock market Tuesday, by the way. Does it really, yeah? Just to guess, I actually have no idea what's going on in it. In what? Oh, in Iran. Oh, sorry, yeah, I get that. What's going on, Husky? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I mean, the whole Iran situation just feels like it's gone a bit quiet, personally. I mean, that's kind of my view, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we sit. So anyway, that's the news. That gives you an update. Let's stick with the charts and see kind of what is playing out. Obviously, today's been a pretty interesting day here. Sentiment is still very much bearish. We'll take a look at the futures markets in a little bit as well, but yeah, one last bit. I thought this was interesting. I like the whole idea of like the manipulation events that we see, Bitcoin dumping and, down about $4,000 on the back of the Clarity app passing. I said this on my video that I talked about, I think it's either yesterday or today, where, basically big whale wallets, big events sold into the Clarity app news. Like, pretty wild if you ask me. But yeah. The China summit ended with no tariff deal, no accelerated dump further, which is kind of good. I think people thought we were going to be a little bit out of the uneasy with China, but let's see how the stock market reacts. In my opinion. Angel says, what's your schedule when you go live? Yeah, so I go live 6 days a week from 9 p.m. UK time for about an hour. Now, we do sometimes, if there's enough people kicking about, we do normally extend this show and we look at market opens. But yeah, I do literally Sunday through to Friday, and I do 9 p.m. UK, which is 4 p.m. Eastern, for an hour and a bit. Sundays, like if there's enough people, we'll do the market open as well. But yeah, interesting, right? So the Clarity Act, we said the Clarity Act. I mean, again, this kind of ties into what I was talking about at the very, very start, where there's this argument for, is the Clarity Act going to be really the biggest event in the world? And we said that, didn't we? So the price now is actually lower than it was when the Clarity Act came in. So just want to be thinking about that. Just going to be thinking about it. But yeah, big week, very interesting week, by the way. Very interesting week with all that stuff coming in. So yeah, with a few Fed speeches, we'll see what that kind of plays out like. Yeah, I got to personally do low leverage trying to catch the real move. This is why I don't like the 15-minute chart. This is the 1 hour, and you see how badly you get chopped up. Oh yeah, I mean, all I like to do is to sort of see what moves are forming, what's the market telling us, and then work your way back out, because that's where you want confirmation, isn't it? That's what happens. What happened on Wednesday? As in, what is happening or what happened? But I mean, the 15-minute right now isn't the greatest. It's not really giving us much. Go out to the 4 hour chart, you got some consolidation. So I guess what we're trying to understand then is this consolidation going to be bullish or is it going to be bearish? And obviously, you know, I have my thesis as to where I think that's going to go. I think this comes down. Now, what would be interesting is to see what happens in the bond market and see whether the bond market gives up the go over the course of the next bit. Man, I saw Lunar Classic was moving in today. See, I was right on Lunar Classic as well. You know, these people that told us that, oh, it's super bullish. Super bullish. Don't like it. I think Lunar Classic is going to go like this, by the way, and dump. Just my personal opinion. All right, just my expert opinion on there. Now, ETH5 is doing all right, Fat Sonic as well, which is kind of nice. Which is kind of good. So, right, let me bring Bitcoin back up. See, Bitcoin might turn red on the day as well, which will be interesting, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know why it's still going. Yeah, I know. I think retail is still buying stuff like that. Yeah, I think they are. I mean, you just have to look at what people are putting in. What people are kind of putting in. Who was in ETH5? Who got me to put ETH5 up? I thought it was you. Or was it Thursday? Oh, the walk. You mean the walk I did? Oh, yeah, honestly. Let me tell you. I'm still suffering, by the way. I'm still suffering. My feet are in bits. I have got the worst blister. Yeah, it was Wednesday. I did a 26-mile walk on Wednesday. I did raise about £3,000 for charity, though, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, I am absolutely in bits. I kind of feel like, I don't know, if I showed you it, I feel like I'd get in trouble off YouTube, so I'm going to do it. But let me tell you, do you see the video that I put in, that I put in the Discord? You don't see it? Well, I can't believe you guys haven't seen this. Where did I put it? Did I put it in general? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, here it is, look. There we go. Oh, can I not bring this up? What? Hold on a minute. Copy message link. This is the high quality stuff you get in the Discord. Oh, why is it doing that? I just want to open the link. Come on, bruh. Hold on a minute. I don't know if you guys saw this. Is it going to play? There it is. Hold on a minute. Let me Monkey not? What is going on here? Can I not show that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there I am, look. There I am. Right. Do you see this that I put out? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? And there we go. Back at the hotel. 26 miles. Done. There was actually a couple of worse ones. I sent hold on, what am I looking for? Not that. It's gonna do this weird thing. Okay, one second. I sent a message to my missus. I was like, that's it, 26 miles. I ran the last 10 minutes. She was like, absolutely not. Honestly, let me tell you, my feet, awful. Awful. Benny Styles says, hey, thanks for the daily streams. What's your view on swing trading at the moment? Had a great few weeks, but taken a battering in the last few days. I think it's really hard at the minute. And what I've been doing is, 100%. Yeah, I had one afterwards. Did I have one afterwards? I think so. I definitely had one the day after. Yeah, I think if you're using low margin and on relatively low leverage, then yeah. All I've been doing, Benny, and again, you know, this is not a solicitation of financial advice or an advice or any stretch of the word, but in our premium Discord that you can join by going to stupidcrypto.com, click the joining group, we actually have got some new exclusive AI trading bot that happens in Telegram that literally gives you the indicator and gives you an idea of a trade. So I've been doing that really. But yeah, don't go all in. Be really sensible with your margin. Keep your leverage relatively low. That gives you a little bit more of a, range that you can kind of trade within, is where I'm at the minute. And actually, don't set out to make 10 grand on one trade. Set out to make $100. Set out to make 150. That's kind of all I've been doing at the minute. Like, man, I'm happy with like $10, $20 trades, because if you can do 5 or 6 of them a day, you can do $5 to $1,000 a week. That's kind of the way I do it. But yeah, the market's super crazy right now. But at the same time, depending on what time frame you're trading on, there are obvious things to look at as well. But yeah, swing trading is like, you just got to be on it so much, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm taking my losses, but 1 out of 10 trades can get me back. That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, you want to be looking at, okay, like for example, my view here is if I was going to take a short, I'd be looking at taking a short on BTC. I'd probably want to get a wick back up, maybe even retest the 21-day moving average at 78,800 on the 4-hour chart. So I'm setting myself up to then assume that that's going to go lower. So if I'm going for a short position, I want to come in at the 21-day moving average, and then I'm looking for risk versus reward. So I'm going to set my stop loss to the height of the previous wick, and then my take profit would then become the part of resistance, which will be down at 75,000. Now that's going to be a pretty aggressive trade. I'm going to get a 5-to-1 ratio if that was to play out. But if I believe that it's going to go down, then that's kind of where I get to. But then if we then took the fib and said, well, okay, where could the fib go? Then you can kind of align to a couple of these key points out here. So 200-day moving average is 77,000. Okay, well, all right, cool. If it wicks down to that point, I might be tempted. 76.7 on that one as well. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, short BTC on a tighter stop, you can pray for it just keeps going. That's true. But again, you want to be just, in my opinion, trading. If you're trading lower leverage, it gives yourself just a bit more exposure. So, I mean, I don't know what that stop loss would look like as a value, because for me, that's the important bit. How much can I lose? And what you're trying to do is, and this is something that I probably started to think about more recently than I've ever done, is how can you get the biggest gap or the biggest range with the least risk? Does that make sense? So what's the momentum telling you? Where do you set your stop loss, but gives you good enough movement? So again, your stop loss here, if we're just taking Bitcoin in the 4-hour chart, your stop loss is going to want to be somewhere around here, which is above the previous wicks. But what does that value look like in terms of an actual, let's say you have $1,000 to invest. Does a stop loss give you like $300? Well, maybe that's not the best trade that you can find. Just my opinion. Just my personal opinion. Honestly, the short term for me, I've set limits where I think liquidity pockets can be taken out and settle the reverse. But question is why, which way is the next move? Like we get chopped. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, you could get, you look at today, for example, like you would almost be in a world of kind of be tempted to long this, wouldn't you? If you think about it, if you think about that, this is the hourly chart. This is going from, Sunday morning. So this is this morning. Like, it's kind of wild, isn't it? Because you would look at this and think, okay, well, maybe this is going to start to give me an upside move. The bottom's in here. So you get the kind of potentially in the longer run. Obviously, if you're looking at this from a replay bit, you can kind of do this. So like if you think about it, if you're looking at this chart, this would be early hours this morning. So this is literally before we would look at today, right? So imagine this is like last night. We're also on the live stream going, okay. So when you look at this chart, you're saying, well, okay, what is the validation point here? I'm going to say, well, look, there's definitely a potential short here. Why? I've broke the trend to candles. I've retested it. Okay. So you kind of go, right. Okay. Well, fine. Is that what's played out? So then we got the short, but look at this bounce off the bottom, which would have been, you would argue that, I mean, I want to go back a little bit now. Let's go back to there. So again, you're kind of thinking, okay, well, what's the short that's going to go and then potentially come into it? From that, even if you went back a little bit sooner, okay, well, is this going to bounce and then trend to the upside? Let me just turn that down to like that. Is this going to give us that or not? That's kind of what we're looking for. So you can see then if we go in, let's go into the 15-minute chart, which might give us a little bit more. So again, you see these touch points that's come in. So you go, okay, well, that's the break. Does this then become the resistance? What does this play out? How you would then sort of, you know, start to think about this playing out. Okay, well, what does this look like? So you kind of click forward. You sort of see, well, okay, this is kind of how it all starts to structure. This is really slow, actually. Let me move this forward a little bit. So that's an interesting bit. So you would then be, if you think about it before this candle, you then be in a world of saying, well, there's the retest of the 21-day moving average. That's when you would short this, in my opinion. So 21-day moving average, exactly what we're looking for now. But the risk here, this is why you got to be sensible, because the risk would be, well, I'm going to take that short position there. I'm going to set my stop loss just above the previous Weex, okay? So this would have been the high here at 78.3. And then I guess if you were thinking about it, you'd probably set your take profit here, right? I don't know if that's something, if you agree with me, you're a bit more of an accomplished trader than I am. But that's probably where I would be doing it, which is the previous resistance line that we've got and the start of the move here. Now, you could align this, I'm sure, to some Fibonacci's. If we put the fib on here and said, well, what does the move look like? And then we see what it kind of plays out like. And then that's kind of how you would set this trade up. But you've got to be careful because these wicks have been pretty wild. I mean, that's an aggressive dump. So you would hit the profit down to the test line, exit the trade. But if you didn't, you were like, man, it's going to dump even more. Like, here we go. Like, look how aggressive they wick this back up again. Like, it's pretty wild if you think about it. It's pretty wild if you think about it. So the risk then, you know, they would try and stop you out if you didn't take your profits here. If you didn't take them at the bottom end. So again, that's why I think if you were going to try and trade some of this stuff, especially if you're scalp trading it, you want to be a little bit nearer to it. In my personal opinion. But I mean, outside of that, it plays pretty well in fairness. Don't it? Plays pretty well in fairness. And then if you didn't and you held on to it, you would have got stopped out and you would have lost your trade. So if you've ever been in a position where you've held the trade too long, it goes back up and you're like, okay, fine. You know, this would have got stopped out, which is why I'm saying you got to work out where your, you know, where the ratio is that you want to be into. So if we look at this now, this is probably playing out similar, right? Probably playing out similar if you ask me. A little bit of an it's probably a little bit too much of a steeper angle there, isn't it? We're probably more inclined for this. Probably feels a little bit more interesting, actually. Go off the bottom there, but you're not really getting anything here. I mean, you got a little bit of momentum, but it's a downward channel, right? I mean, maybe you come from there, start to print, give us a little bit of a vibe check here. Maybe it starts to clean, you know, so that you short, you know, again, if I'm looking to short this, I'm shorting it from here. I'll take that little wick up, short the top end, take profit on the bottom range there, and then I'd set my stop loss just above the previous wick. 1.91, not the greatest trade in the world. Husky says, thank you for your call on Zuma, up 170%, got original investment out. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Yeah, that was called in the alpha calls on the premium Discord. Yeah, hopefully going to be bringing you some more winners like that as well. So yeah, shout out to you, man. Yeah, I haven't seen it today, actually. I wasn't sure what the... Nice. Oh, man, it's at 1.6 milli. Holy shit. Yeah, we called this at 500k. Let's go, baby. Ungifted 5 memberships. Husky, Tom, thank you so much, man. Hey, buddy, I appreciate that. I actually think it's got some more mileage in this as well. So yeah. Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, we called this at I think it was like 500k, right? I think it was 500k. So yeah, shout out to anyone that got in on this. Oh, look at that. It's going up on the screen. When did that all work? Yeah, baby. How cool is that? Ah, man, it finally worked. Why all of a sudden has it finally worked? Oh, I love that. Hey, shout out to Husky Tom. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And congrats, anyone that's grabbed a channel membership. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. But yeah, this was called in the alpha Discord. Again, you can get that by heading over to tubicrypto.com in the alpha calls. And yeah, this was called on the 5th of 5th of November. No, 11th of May we called this. So yeah, we called it here. This candle here. It's actually lower, 360k market cap we called it at. Bro. Thanks, man. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. You didn't have to and you did. Love it. Love it. Yeah, by the way, if you do want to get access to it, again, these are some of the stuff we put in there, right? I have no idea. These are some of the stuff we put in there. I don't want to sell it as something it's not. It's just a great group of people that want everyone to succeed. I'm not in it to try and... Everyone knows I've got a full-time job as well. I'd love to one day be doing this full-time. But you come over here to tubicrypto.com, click join trading group. It's going to take you over to our whoop.com and you click on the $11.99. What that gets you in there. And again, it gets you into the full access and it gets you into our trade group. In there, you've got AI trade bots. You've got cutting edge, brand new, that there is 20 odd people using it with one of our partners. AI trading bots. You've got some exchange trading bots, exclusive offers, meme calls. Like, if you think about it, that $12 that it's cost you a month, most people, I think, will get that back within the first 24 hours of being in there. That's not solicited financial advice. I'm not guaranteeing that because I can't, but yeah, I think most people will get it back within the first 24 hours of being in that group. But just my opinion. You don't have to sign up to it. You can also do it on YouTube as well. If you go to the YouTube channel, as I said earlier, so you come here and you can. It's not going to let me, is it? Because I'm on a different thing. You come over here basically and click join. Ow. Oh, here we go. Look, you click join and you click Crypto King. There you go. You join the Crypto King, full access to the trading group. So you get it there, which is $12 a month, basically. So yeah, that's how you get it. All right. Good stuff. But yeah, thank you so much, man. 235 members. Elon Musk just joined. Yeah, I know. I have a funny feeling that he might not have verified though. And yeah, we'll see whether they have or not. I mean, he hasn't, so he will be getting kicked out. Because you have to verify in order to be part of the group. But yeah, shout out to anyone that's in there. Like I said, you can get access to that premium Discord group. Dead easy and worth it, in my opinion. Good. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it would be hilarious if it was actually Elon Musk, but yeah, I'm not sure it is going to be. I'm not sure it's going to be. But yeah, even Jen's has given us a view. This was a chart posted in. Obviously, there's an explanation that goes with it as well. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff you can get. This is the kind of indicators that you get. The analysis from the team that's in there as well. I'm saying team. It's not just a group of people that want to succeed in this game. And then, like I said, we give you access, exclusive access that you would, I mean, I don't want to sound like a knob here, but you'd just never get this kind of access if you weren't part of the channel and you weren't part of the premium group. You just wouldn't get it. All right. I don't care what anyone says. You just wouldn't get it. So shout out to everybody who is in that group, and understand it massively helps me as well. It massively helps me. It's in the trade signals, Mark. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Let's get, I tell you what we haven't looked at. Let's take a look really quickly at CME FedWatch, whether this is actually pivoting given the fact that Kevin Walsh is on his way in. And are we seeing this change at all? No! Get out of here, Walsh. 17th of June will be Kevin's first FOMC. Obviously, Stephen Myron is stepping down, which is interesting. But yeah, certainly no rate cuts at all planned in. Now, whether... I mean, they're even looking at... That's a rate hike. They're predicting nearly a 20% risk potential of a rate hike by September. That's fucking crazy. 21% in October. Man, they think, I mean, the world is like, look at this. So by December of 2026, they predict that we might even see rate hikes. I think how crazy that would be. Kevin Walsh is like Trump's boy, and he doesn't cut rates. Now, the problem is he may just come in and dump the rates, which would be bad news all along, because then that's going to spike markets into recession. People are going to totally freak out. Probably another reason to add to why I think it's going to go south. But yeah, pretty wild, right? So we've got a Trump-picked Federal Reserve chairman coming in that Trump's saying he's going to cut the rates. We're all about it. He's super bullish on everything. And the prediction markets are saying now by the end of the year, we could be even looking at a rate hike. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Jen and Zero on point. Yeah. I think that trading group is great, honestly. And do you know what I think is also good? The more people that get in that trading group, the more people that start to trade, the more people that give an opinion, that trading group will explode. And I think people will just benefit insanely from it. And that's, again, don't forget, we've got obviously our trading guides in there, the exclusive benefits that you get, the meme coin calls that we're trying to just bring back. You've got all our AI stuff that brings up charts, does TA. Like, yeah, we got it all in there. Do you know what I mean? We got it all, baby. I set a limit on a short and hype if anyone wants to criticize it. Yeah, you're not in the, I was going to say you're not in the Discord, otherwise I could just brought it up on the screen. Well, let's take a look at it. What do we think? Hype overextended? Do we think? I mean, it's a big old macro. I mean, if you look at that, what are we saying here? What are we saying here? Are we saying that? Are we giving it the vibes? Are we giving it 44, 45 here on the 1 hour chart? Do we think, I mean, that could be a short. You're absolutely right. I think, look, cup and handles dumped to the downside. 618 Fibonacci, potentially the 0.5 if it goes deeper. I reckon 618 is on this one, down. Short to 44, 45 off the peak, maybe. Maybe, depending on what the market does. The market rolls over tomorrow. I mean, it's 11%, so it's overextended hugely. Hugely, yeah. I mean, definitely could be tasty. Tell us what your levels are. Are you on the same path as I am? My short is a 48.5, letting it go a bit past 50. Oh, the trigger point. Right, I'm with you. Where does the trend fib go to? I mean, 51 could be the next big target if it was to break above here. But yeah, I mean, 48.5 is probably good. I set my TP at 42.2 though. It couldn't be that. Yeah, I mean, it couldn't be that. Yeah, I mean, 42.2 is pretty tasty. Pretty tasty, but I mean, could be bottom of the cup and handle. But yeah, I mean, fib extension at 51.24 maybe. Maybe. But yeah, I mean, hype. The only thing that with hype, given its Coinbase narrative, may just continue to rally. I mean, the 21 starting to curl up, money flow starting to curl up. RSI not hugely overbought yet, but I mean, yeah. I mean, even a wick down to what, 43.71. Hi, please, any thoughts on Adira? Thank you. Mate, you need to check my YouTube channel out. I know you're on YouTube now, but yeah, go and have a look at it. I've been putting videos out about Adira now for maybe like a month. If I was to give my personal opinion on HBAR in a one sentence statement, I would say the most misunderstood explosive potential altcoin for 2026. That's what I would say. But yeah, I mean, I literally did one the other day. I did one today, actually. If you go to 2bit Crypto, in fact, if you go to 2bitcrypto.com, it's probably on here somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Look, HBAR to 20 cents. BlackRock and State Street just changed the story. Like, watch that video. If you're interested in HBAR and you like what it stands for, I would check that video out, by the way. But yeah, I think I've done some pretty good content on HBAR. So yeah, go and have a look at that. It's annoying that this isn't loading, by the way. But in terms of where we sit right now on the price, look, it needs to hold this support line. It needs to hold this support line here on the 4-hour chart, go up to the 8-hour. You can see that kind of obvious move right now. So if it holds this, we might be good. Money flows down though, so watch out. We might see a retest of around 8.9. Potentially the low here around 8.4 could be on the cards as well, depending on what the broader market does. But yeah, we need to hold this breakout, which I'm not super confident with, if I'm honest. 21's just curled beneath the 200, starting to wick to the downside. Money flows out. So yeah, be mindful is what I would say. I could trade HBAR, I think, on a longer time frame, but I never ever look at it. I think I traded it a couple of times. Isaac, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you too, mate. Good to see you, man. You too. Hope you're doing well. I expect it to squeeze one more time on Coinbase listing, etc. But the shit, yeah. I mean, the thing with hype is it can just go massive because I think people, like, if you get a big day of trading on hype, does the mechanic buy or sell tokens as well or not? Hype crypto token burns. Because if you get a big day, the hype token burn refers to a native token, Hyperliquid decentralized exchange. Hyperliquid operates a highly deflationary token. Yeah. So if you get like a big day. So daily volume impact. Hyperliquid processes massive trading volume, generating roughly $1 billion in annualized revenue. That's insane. Which flows directly into the buyback. So yeah. So they can, they have a big day of trading. So in anything, if Hyperliquid probably benefits from really volatile markets because it probably then diminishes the supply quite aggressively. So yeah, they could pump it if they wanted to, couldn't they? They could just absolutely full send. They could full send hype to $50 if they really wanted to. Couldn't they? If you think about it. It's why it does well on the weekends. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, because you've got decent trading volume going through. Never used the platform, but I assume some of the fees are paid directly to the users. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I mean, I've never used it. I've never really been a big fan of perps at all, actually. I've never been like the big perp trader, but yeah, I mean, Man, I can't believe, I was like, oh, I wonder what time it is. As if it's already like gone 10 o'clock. We've been live an hour and 5 minutes. This stream has flown by. It feels like 10 minutes this stream's been on. Honestly, I'm not even joking. Which I'm always like, I like those sort of streams because it means hopefully that the chat's been good. People are interacting with it. Feels good. I'm always really like, I always like those streams. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, where the hell did that stream go? Like, I feel like we were getting in some real good conversation here about certain stuff. But yeah, that's true, Fat Sonic. Yeah. We're all looking at stuff and just kind of, deciding what's going on. I think so, Husky Tom, as well, man. I think so. It's like proper flown by this stream. It's flown by. I feel like I've got a good handle of what's coming this week. I feel confident in my conviction of where I'm at. So I'm short on a number of coins right now. I'm using the new exclusive trade bot that we've got in the premium Discord as well. So yeah, if you ever need another reason to get involved in that, then you should check it out. You should check it out for sure. Right, VVV. Who did I know? Oh, that was that Venice token, wasn't it? I saw Classy talking about that. Or what is now called Jesus Martinez. Where's it at? Man, it's up 8.5%. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, you've been saying that for a while, that it looks dangerous. Nice, Husky. Yeah, just hold. Caleb Gate there. What's going on? Look at that. Oh, it's on the 15-minute chart. I mean, do you know, I've seen a coin do this before, and it was called Elephant Money, and it ended up just, I mean, this is awful. Like, what the hell is this? But, yeah, I mean, look, it's still moving, and it's insane that it's on Coinbase Exchange. But anyway, no max supply is terrifying, yeah. But look, if you bought the bottom and you're absolutely, printing on this, then shout out to everybody who's printing. Look, again, I'm not going to hate on anyone. I want to hate on anyone. As long as you're making gains, that's all that matters to me. That is all that matters to me. But yeah, no max supply is kind of wild if you think about it. But I mean, it's the age-old saying though, isn't it? It's only a problem if people abuse it. If the team stick to what they've said they're going to do and they do the right thing, then, it doesn't matter that it hasn't got a fixed supply. But, so often we find that coins and companies just shit on people, whether that's S&P companies, whether that's, it's just all the same, isn't it? It's kind of wild if you ask me, but anyway. We kind of at the beginning. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That is true. Don't you worry about me. They fired at least 2 insiders at launch. Did they really? Yeah, that's kind of wild. That is kind of wild. All right, so what have we got then that's on our minds? If you haven't already, by the way, do hit the like and subscribe button. We broke 40,000 subscribers, which is kind of bullish. We're actually nearly at 40,100 already. We put nearly 100 subscribers on in about 8 days, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, if you are interested, then then hello. That sounds like fear. Then hit the subscribe button. Like though, I stream 6 days a week. 4 p.m. Eastern, that's 9 p.m. UK time for like an hour and a half. I stream Sundays through to Friday. And I put content out every single day. So if you enjoy HBAR content, XRP content, if there's anything else you guys would like to see, let me know. But yeah, and I put content out every single day. So, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. And if you want to get access to our Discord, that is also free. We do obviously have a paid service as well, which you can get involved in with some exclusive benefits and bonuses and discounts and all that kind of crazy stuff as well. So you should definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Right. Ow, I cut my finger as well the other day and it really hurts. Man, I'm just not doing very well at the minute. I'm not doing very well. I'm injured. Right, let's have a look at the futures market real quick. See what futures are pricing in. Bear in mind, we haven't had any. I mean, there's not been anything crazy over the weekend, has there? So interestingly, this is actually starting to wick down a little bit. The indicator. This is kind of wicked down just a tad, I think. 66 last week. 60. Oh, okay, maybe not then. I kind of feel like it had. All right, well, it is what it is. But let's take a look. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? So the futures markets are, I wish this advert would go away, are certainly not vibe checking for the week ahead. Wow, interesting, right? Asia Pacific down quite a bit, actually. Look at that, man. Over 1% across most of them. Maybe they were expecting some sort of deal out of China. The European markets are looking a little bit bearish as well. And I mean, maybe people were anticipating that they were going to get a deal out of China, and it doesn't look like it's happened, right? Man, that's kind of wild. Yes, I expect a little bit of pain probably tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry, just yawning in your faces. Ah. Oh, man. Right, let me close that down. And okay, we got that. That's fine as well. Groovy. Sui wrecked me. Oh, man. Yeah, I took a long on Sui today. I took a long thinking this would go well, but it's wild. Like Sui's hard yards at the minute. Hard yards. I mean, I still think it comes down and we get a bit of an opportunity. I mean, look at that as one of the resistance zones we've got. But yeah, I was long on Sui and got demolished. I mean, what am I in right now? Let me have a quick look. I am in. I always forget you guys can't see this. What am I in? Oh, they don't like the playing out. So I've got a short on Pengu, which is not playing out very well at all. And I had a short on IP as well, which also isn't playing out particularly well. So, yeah. Doesn't mean that they may come into fruition, though. I think that's the important bit. So, yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, Pengu short, not playing out great, if I'm honest. Although this trade would have played out great that we put on there back here in bloody May. That trade would have been great. Look at that. But, I mean, look at the setup here, right? Look at this is the reason I'm short. Look at that. Like, that's a big trend to the downside. The 21's gone below the 200. Money flow's negative. Like, this is a short all day long. So why has it moved 1.6%? People will say, well, the bottom was into a bit here. That's why. But I actually think this probably goes, and then that's why I'm going to short on Pengu. That's just my opinion anyway. I don't like it. I'm killing off of my watch list whether it come out alive or not. President Xi said no deal. I thought he did. I thought he was going to help with Iran. I thought that was like on the table for discussions, but maybe not. Maybe not. My bot trader just keeps swinging between take profits and stop loss. Yeah, I mean that's where I've got my two positions open. I mean I've got a little bit. I mean let's have a look. Let's see what the bot's telling us. Any interesting? A ton long. See, this would give me a 1.7 stop loss with a 3.6 take profit on a ton long. Bitcoin Cash, although it hits none of my indicators. That's the bot, by the way, that you guys can hear. SKR short is telling me from so it's a 4.91. It's hit every single metric here. I'm going to do it. Let's see what it does. I'm counter trading it in the short term, hopefully. I think the market's going to, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go and try and secure some gains. Well, so BCH long is what the bot just said. I mean, does that look like it's going long from there? It doesn't feel like it. I mean, you got a bit of bullish divergence coming in here. A little bit of bullish divergence, but whether that then plays out, I am not sure. Not sure. We'll say. Got a short on OP open at the moment. Nice. Yeah, and if where is it? I'm still trying to get this in. Excuse me. This is the latest trading course that we're going to release into the premium Discord. I think I've showed you guys this before. This is the bullish divergence, or how to trade divergence versus regular and hidden, how you can see it, what you can look for, all the things that you need to know, blah, 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 blah. These are all the cool things that we're going to get. I just need to find a way of getting that into the Discord. Discord doesn't like links. It brings the code up for it, which I don't need it to do that. I just need to do the links. I'd like 15 trades open. Nice, Mark. Don't you worry about me. Turbo mode is dangerous. I've not done turbo mode. I've not done it yet. So yeah, I mean, Bitcoin Cash, I think, it may get a little relief rally. I could see a lot of coins on market open retesting back to the 21-day like we got last weekend, remember? If you remember last weekend, we got a very similar story. In fact, if we went to... I'm not able to do this, am I? Oh, no, I am. Hold on a minute. Where would be... Last weekend would have been the 11th, right? Yeah, here, look. Sunday. So kind of a similar pattern, yeah. And then look what happened. If you remember last Sunday, so we were obviously, I think we were here, weren't we? Where's market open? Yeah, here, look. Here. So, where is that? So this would have been the stream. Yeah, so the stream started here. So this is where we would have started streaming last Sunday, if you remember. And we were like, oh yeah, markets are looking, this is obviously Bitcoin Cash, but yeah, markets are looking pretty interesting. It's all started playing out. And then it was like, the markets open, it got super crazy. And we got that big wick down. It was like, right, I think we remember, I can't remember what came in now. It was like, short everything, short it all. And then obviously it wicks back to the upside as well, which is kind of wild. So we could definitely see that again, I think, this time. Couldn't we? So we will have to wait and see. But yeah, Bitcoin Cash looking interesting. But I think it's a short all day long personally, but we'll see. We'll see. Right, let's bring Bitcoin back up just so we can keep an eye on what's going on here. 50 trade at once, you got stones, you degen. Yeah, as well. It's wild. It's also like hype is away of the weekend trader. Yeah, I agree. BCH gets huge candles when the rest of the market can be calm too. Well, it's the same with Zebek, isn't it? Same with Zebek. I mean, interesting with Aero, by the way. Obviously, I share with you guys like what's going on with it. The APR is down to like 4%. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, what is the point? It's a 4%, bro. Come on. But we're just trying to make those gains. Where is it back? Yeah, 4.08. I mean, at what? I'm at 35 bucks. 4%. It's like, come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't you worry about me. Okay, cool. Right. What have we got then that's going on? Anything exciting? Sol, oh, man. I mean, yeah. Again, the other reason why I think I just think the market is going to give us, I mean, we may open up on futures. I'm probably going to stick around for the futures market open, by the way. So we'll see what that does in like 50 minutes or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, potentially wicks up the 21-day moving average, and then I think it comes down. I mean, that is a downtrend all day long, isn't it? So wicks up to the 200-day or the 21 at 88.38 and then continues its way down. Momentum's flipped bearish. That's what this big red box is here. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, Canton just opened up another funding round as well, which is kind of nice. I'm at half a mind to think Sol rips. What to the upside? Wow. I'm long Sui or I'd be long Sol. Well, let's see. Let's see. I mean, I think I would have to disagree and go the other way, but that's just my opinion. But again, I think Sol, as I think the market, by the way, could be in a bit of a sticky wicket. Yeah, hey, Fat Sonny, you trade out you want to do. You're way more, like, honestly, I don't even compete in the same leagues as some of you guys. I don't try to either. I just do my thing. But yeah, Canton's got another funding round, so expect Canton might be an interesting one. This might give us a bit of movement. This might pump a little bit. So yeah, it could be an interesting one as well. Given what is going on, I think I can't remember the number now, like 20 million or something, I think. I feel like there's unfinished business up higher, but I have no idea where the news will bring it. Well, let's take a look at the liquidity map and see kind of how people are feeling about that. Jimmy, give us a chat through on what? Banker coin. Is that actually a real thing, or are you just trying to make me say something that I don't want to say? That one, yeah? Don't you worry about me. I can feel it, my mom. Let's have a look. Can we? Oh, we can. Oh, look at this. Obviously not me yawning, by the way, but I'm assuming... bro. Why has he done that? I don't want to do that. I just want to bring the chart up. That's super annoying that you can't just bring the chart up. Bruh. Okay, fine. I mean, it's starting to get a little bit of momentum to the upside, isn't it? I mean, where are you looking for some key levels here? I mean, it's a big old fib retracement. I don't even know if you can fib this. I mean, well, arguably you can a little bit. So 382 broke. So I'll be looking at 307 as the next target. That's the 0.5 Fibonacci. What are we on here? We're on the 24 hours. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's running a little bit in fairness. It is at a key level right now, though. 6819 is the previous resistance here, isn't it? So, yeah, if you break the 6819, might be interesting. Short it. I mean, it's quite extended. The only thing is I don't have, and I think this has only got, I've only got the 21-day moving average on here. That's kind of annoying. Banker coin, is that it? USDC. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I mean, yeah, I mean, look at this. So the way I would look at this is look how far the 21-day moving average is for the 200. So yeah, I mean, can it go up a bit more? Of course it can, but at some point, this is probably going to have to come back down and retest it. So yeah, I mean, it's holding the 21-day moving average quite well at the minute, but yeah, this at some point, this gap will have to be done. So yeah, would I want to be in this for a long time? Not sure. Not sure. Does it have perps? It's only a 64 million market cap. Yeah, I don't even know what it is, to be honest. What is it? Manage your wallet effortlessly just by sending a message. All right, okay. It doesn't have a website. It's just got a, what is this? Farcaster. What the hell is Farcaster? I don't even know what that is. Fair play. Fair play. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that one. So not sure about it. Let's get rid of these. Do we need Lunar Classic as well? Down 8%? Probably not. I'm not convinced it's going to do anything worthwhile. Cardano. I mean, we can do, yeah. I mean, hard yards on Cardano as well. Depends what you want to look at. Daily candles. I mean, look, you're in some pretty aggressive consolidation, right? Pretty aggressive consolidation. Downward channel. And again, these normally break to the downside. You got to think. So look, we come in, we retest. It's literally, you know, normally break to the downside, comes down, break, keeps going down further. Under the 21-day moving average as well. So, I mean, where can it go down? So what's the lows there? So it's about as low. I mean, it probably can come down a little bit further, 2-3 perhaps. But, I mean, it's like, man, how much further lower can it go? Look at it. Yeah, me too, Mark. I thought it would have a good narrative, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's got to do something or it's absolutely wrecked, isn't it? It's going to go up or down. I guess it's easy to set a bias and buy lower or short higher. I mean, that's also true as well. BNKR season. Yeah, we looked at that. I'm so disappointed, Ada. Yeah. I can't use Bluffing without VPN, but I like it. If I were to use, I would actually do super low leverage trades. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would be very conscious of ADA. I think, you know, I think it comes down a little bit further. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Below the 21 right now, way below the 200, which you could say, well, hold on a minute, 2-bit. These normally like to come back together, but everything about this just is screaming more downside, isn't it? Money flow, RSI, actual structural of the chart, like everything's saying this is going down further. So I would be mindful. Just my opinion, all right? Just my very small, humble opinion. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the problem. That's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the heat map. Because, I mean, some of these can go lower, yeah. I mean, we looked at this the other day, didn't we? What was the leverage looking like? So people still think this market's going to dump. Look, even leverage thinks the market's going to dump. It's interesting, right? That's actually really interesting. So we might get a pretty kind of interesting one. Do more due diligence on Bank, really understand what its utility is? Yeah, maybe, yeah. I'll take a look at it, sure. But yeah, so leverage believes that the market's going to dump as well. So yeah, this could be interesting. So they may wick this up, Fat Sonic. You're absolutely right. They may wick this up. Look at the leverage piled in here as well, like 50 and 100x leverage. to what, 80,500? I mean, they may wick it, you know, they may push this to 80,500 and then down it goes. Pretty wild. 80,500. I mean, that's a big push if they do, maybe over the course of this week. And then, you know, bring it back down again, maybe into the weekend. Perhaps. What was last Sunday's? What did we do last Sunday, by the way? Was it a pump? Yeah, so we pumped Sunday and then gave up most of it Monday. Yeah, I mean, we may end up closing. I mean, they may wick this to 79k, you know. They may wick it up to 79k, which would be pretty interesting. I'm going to take a type shot when I said 48.5 and 42.2. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Well, that's the point here, isn't it? This might wick up. Let's take another look at, let's just take a look at the heat map on BTC. So you'd argue there's definitely more upside potential than downside. There's a little bit down here, though. Look, 77.1. You got about 65 million, 77.2. So you got about 110 million between 77.2 and, you know, 77 probably, and then not as much to the upside. So they may, but it's easier to go and get this, I think. So we may see this price wick up to what, 78, 80, 79k, wick up, take this liquidity out, and then down it comes. Maybe. Yeah, hype is squeezing. Let's bring hype up. Where is it at? Don't you worry about me. Yeah, it's pushing a little bit. You say you were short on hype. Oh, you know, you're not in yet, are you? John, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, mate. I mean, yeah, they are pushing this. I mean, it could go higher, though. I mean, that was the previous high. 59 is, I mean, it's a big old wick here. But yeah, I mean, it's breaking out right now on the daily. 59. I mean, you'd argue probably here, wouldn't you? 49.67 is the sort of potential. This is October of 2025, though. So yeah, hype is giving us some movement right now, which is not ideal. And it just winds me up even more that we didn't get into it. But I felt the same as Chainlink as well. I never got a Chainlink, but again, sometimes you miss them, sometimes you don't. And I guess, you know, you just got to take the rough with the smooth, and that's kind of where we're at. Immediately wrecked. Oh, semi-limit just picked it up and blew the stop loss. Ouch. Ouch. You know what you need? You know what you need? This time it's different. This time it's wrecked. Oh, dear. That's you. That's you, Fat Sonic. Look, you've got your phone and you are wrecked, bro. Yeah. Anyway, that's not important right now. What is important right now is, like Stream Element says, get yourselves involved in the premium Discord. All right, that's what it's all about. Set by limit, and it just it's a big push. I mean, 12.5%. Zcash doing 8. I mean, it's coming back down though, so they are grabbing that liquidity. It stinks when they do that though. It stinks. Yeah, Zcash looking overextended as well. Looks way overextended. So yeah, got the 21 curling away from the chart down here. So you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Some of these coins feel pretty overextended. Trump's just put a tweet out about Iran, has he? We got some great talks going on. Everything's gonna be fine. We're super bullish. Trump himself, yeah? If Iran, the clock is ticking. Oh, that was 4 hours ago, though. The clock is ticking and they better get moving fast or there won't be anything left of them. Time is of the essence, President DJT. Man, I hate these people that just randomly post anything. Oh, hold on a minute. Truth Social. That just looks like it's all to do with stuff from today. So I wanted to listen to the Trump the Trump impression. It's great. Trump posted a pic of nukes in the background. Are you serious? No, he did not. I mean, Asia's definitely going to be interesting. I can't see anything that he's posted, by the way. I just see loads of people talking about troll meme coin. What is that doing right now? Everyone is that? I haven't even looked at this. Where is it? There. $119 million market cap. Man, they have got some people pumping this as well. I didn't realize. Oh my god! Like, what? Am I losing my mind here? Why is this suddenly got like everyone posting about it? What? I'm a bit confused. If memes are coming back, Solid's coming back soon. Yeah, I mean, that's also true. I don't think they are. I just think it's a few select ones that are starting to move. Oh, my foot. Keep catching on my chair. Yeah, all I see is people banging on about this. But I don't see a Trump post. Am I like... I posted one of Trump's tweets in the Discord, Navy with Storm coming. Oh. I'm still long. I don't care if there's scary news. Yeah, I mean I mean, I kind of feel like now it's like it's just like whatever. But I'm not seeing it breaking. The banks made their move. Okay. Clarity Act. Okay. I mean, do we think he's going to go in? I mean, I kind of feel like it's a bit like, you know, it's like one of those weird ones where it's, everyone's kind of mispricing it. It's just a little bit like whatever. Trump expected to hold Situation Room meeting with top national security team on Tuesday to discuss options for military action. I mean, do we think he goes in again? I mean, it's going to be pretty wild if he does. I don't want to try and scout, but I could use myself as in short in Zcash. Yeah, I mean, it's coming down now. It looks way overextended. Hype's coming down as well. Does that mean the market's taking a hurt? No, just these overextended coins. Interesting. I think he starts to move target strikes this week. Could be another reason why BTC dumps. Could be. I mean, the only thing is it hasn't really been super affected, has it? I was just seeing if there's any kind of info and, you know, any kind of news, but it doesn't look like it. Like if you think about Zcash, it can squeeze. Yeah. Electricity prices. Donald Trump. Okay. We'll have to see. US definitely deserves all their layouts and behaviors for this last month. Well, I mean, we'll see. Certainly interesting. Let me just 1 second. Yo. Iran war, latest Trump speaks to Netanyahu as UAE reports drone strikes on nuclear facility. Really? Why is that? I'm not seeing that come through on like news. Iran war, latest Trump speaks on. Oh yeah. Drone strikes on nuclear facility. I mean, that's fucked up if it's nuclear city. Trump says clock is taking around to make a deal with the US. UAE blames our proxies. Yeah, it feels like it's gonna. It feels like it's all gonna kick off again, doesn't it? Interesting. I mean, Bitcoin might rally a little bit on the back of it, but yeah, I mean, your overall sentiment probably has to feel like it's gonna go down. But yeah, interessant. We've got about 29 minutes left until the futures market opens. Futures market still looking not great, by the way. So still looking a little bit bearish here. On across the board, so Asia, Europe, and the US, all very much bearish in terms of the futures market opens. Now, we have seen this before, and actually, markets tend to instantly rally on this news, which means we're probably in for a pretty volatile opening, I would imagine. But yeah, we'll see. May change the plan for the stock market reopen on Tuesday for Iran. Yeah, potentially. I mean, the thing is Trump going to go in on like a Monday and a Tuesday? It feels like he just may escalate it and set it up for the next weekend. But I mean, let's see. Like I said, futures markets right now are looking pretty bearish. We got 28 minutes until the futures markets open, and obviously we'll just see what the markets do, and then obviously I'll call it quits at that point. And yeah, we'll see. But I mean, my personal view is I think this begins the descent to the 60k era, and I think it probably happens over the next 2 or 3 months. If we were to pump, then I probably will exit a few of these positions. Remember, I got in on Tau, so I think I'm still up quite nicely on Tau. Jupe had a decent-ish run. So yeah, I'd be tempted to take a little bit off the table with some of these. Just a little bit, not loads, but we'll see. But my feet are killing me still. Iran does have a lot of BTC. That's just an interesting aspect, but they are open to the fight. I mean, they could sell it in fairness. I'm surprised the UK haven't sold theirs. I definitely thought Rachel Reeves would dump loads of the UK Bitcoin because, why not? Like, you might as well dump it. Spend it on more welfare. So, yeah, Bitcoin's insurance for Persian Gulf cargo. Iran launches the Hormuz safe claim. This is the other crazy bit, isn't it? $10 billion revenue. Iran's Ministry of Economic Affairs and Finance allegedly launched a Bitcoin-powered maritime insurance platform called Hormuz Safe. I mean, there'll definitely be a meme coin called that, won't there? Imagine they get $10 billion. Like, what? What? No way. That's crazy. That is crazy. So, I mean, Trump's got to do something, hasn't he? If this is the case, and they potentially found a way to get over $10 billion, then yeah, they're probably going to have to do something. He can't let them just have that, right? That doesn't make any sense. I was trying to find the website, but I can't find it. Maybe, how do you get the website up? Surely it's got like a... Maybe it's not there yet. US can take their BTC for the strategic reserve. I mean, that's true. Well, they sold a little bit, haven't they? Nothing crazy, but... Grayscale and the Binance Coin native ETF. Second, I guess they're going off feedback from the SEC trying to launch a near future. Could they be an extra drastic? So they're trying to get a BNB ETF, right? That's pretty wild. Well, I mean, Iran from sanctions. I mean, I think Russia is a little bit like, yeah. I mean, I think a couple of them are just not in a good place right now from an economy and from an energy perspective. I think whatever the ambition was from the Trump administration, they kind of have sort of done that really, which is kind of wild. But yeah. Anyway, price of BTC right now is Jojo. What is that? Is about 78,391. So yeah, I mean they could wick this. I mean look at some of the chart and turning green, which is kind of wild. BNB's up 0.1. You got 1% on Sui, 2.5 on Aero. Feels like they've moved in the last couple of minutes. Monad at 4. Which probably means my short trades are all terrible. Yeah, not great here. Not great, people. So not vibing right now, but a lot can change. A lot can change. I mean, XRP holding 142 is kind of interesting, right? That is kind of interesting if you ask me. Which is good. Also, if you are interested, by the way, I got a new campaign through from Weex. It's a pretty good campaign, in fairness. If you are interested, they will pay for your first loss. So if you trade on their platform, then your first copy trade loss is on us. Like, you don't lose anything up to, and they, risk free and share 20,000 USDT. So you can sign up for this if you are interested. Link is somewhere. I don't even know where it is. There's a link in the description, actually. If you want to sign up for Weex.com, great platform, by the way, loads of benefits over there as well. Man, Bitcoin wicking up here. Do you think they're going to wick this up? And then I think they're going to wick this hard. I think 79K, long position. Man, I feel like I should be long in Bitcoin right now. And then I think they bring it down. I think by the time we are back streaming tomorrow night, Husky, not that I know of, the Bill Gates Foundation have sold loads of their Microsoft shares, which is kind of wild. But yeah, I haven't seen anything at the minute. I think they could wick this to 79K and then bring us back down. So Canadian form. Oh, right. Canadian form and now apparently. Oh, come on. This better not turn into a thing. This better not turn into a thing. How bad is it, by the way? I haven't really gone into it in any detail. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, to be honest. We're going to be like 64K tomorrow. Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine? But yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But what's going on, Tap? Good to see you, man. It is a bit weird, but yeah, well, let's see. Let's see. I mean, God, if that comes back out, then yeah, we're all in for some pretty big pain. Short everything. Short it all. Right. What are we seeing here? I mean, look at this on the 5-minute. The 5-minute chart is looking kind of wild on BTC. Right? Kind of starting to get pretty interesting, yeah? So they may wick this. Look at this. They may wick this. 78.6. Comes back down. Retest 78.4. I know this is only the 5-minute chart, but it helps me to kind of see where we are. Starts to get pretty wild. Flash of bullish, we finally get wrecked. Yeah, I know. Like, oh. But yeah. It's going to be an interesting market open, I think. What are the stock market pricing in? So, oh my God, look at silver and gold. Wow. Futures down 2% on gold, 9% on silver. That is crazy talk. Why is silver giving the go up? I mean, that is a big old dump on silver, right below the 21-day moving average. Yeah, I mean, silver looks like it's about to fall off a cliff. Like, wow. The S&P down as well, which, again, the fact that the S&P took a big dump on Friday, in my opinion, may signal that we're actually going to start to see a bit more of a push. Yeah, exactly, Betamax. Exactly. So the fact that, yeah, the S&P took a big old hit means that this might start to look a little bit less fun and a little bit less fun quick. Still can't believe I shorted silver at 118 and got scared. Oh, man, yeah. I can't believe I didn't long oil when the Iran war started. Like, I just don't know why I didn't do it. Not enough bullishness to save zero. Oh, no. Sometimes you say a bad trade or mistrade out loud and it just hurts so much more. Yeah, I know that. I know that feeling. And don't you worry about me. I can feel it in my bum, 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 bum. Right. Okay. Curse, you can put in. You guys still talking about that? We've done that. We've done the futures market, which still looks a little bit bearish. We have the amazing premium Discord that you all should be joining. And yeah, we're just kind of waiting for the markets to open now, right? I want to see kind of bullish in general. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. Let's see what the general gist is on X, and then we'll post a few up on the screen as well. Let's see. Let's see what people are saying. 13 minutes ago, Harvard is dumping Bitcoin and Ethereum. According to the Q1 filings, Harvard Endowment has dumped their entire position in BlackRock and Ethereum ETFs. Interesting. Bitcoin was never meant to. Okay, yeah, we don't care about that. Just in Iran settles payments with Bitcoin. Fine. Clarity Act. More Clarity Act. The Bitcoin being manipulated. We looked at that earlier on. Bum, 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 bum. Sailor apparently is buying more Bitcoin. So if you ever need another idea as to why Bitcoin will dump, it's because Sailor is going to buy some tomorrow. So I would fair say that's a pretty accurate reason to believe that we are going to see a dump. Whether we get Trump out or not is a debate. I don't know if he is going to come out and talk. Some people think he will. Some people think he won't. Not sure personally. But yeah. Iran wants Hormuz insurance paid in Bitcoin, which is kind of hilarious, the fact they're getting that done as well. But so there's not really a lot going on here outside of what we don't already know, yeah? Outside of what we don't really know. So it's all going to be down on kind of what happens this week. It's all going to be kind of what happens then for the rest of the, like, you know, the rest of the week that comes in. And whether we do get, whether we do get anything out of Trump or not. Like, doesn't feel like it, but... Aussie, good day, folks from Australia. How's your ASA going? I'm getting around $100 USDT a day. Nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty good in fairness. Pretty good. I can't argue with it. It's done, and I've stuck to the strategy that I had from the very, very start, which was I want to get the initial investment that I put in out, and then I'll start to reinvest and do... and do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've got what, $113 to take out. I'm getting about $38 a day, something like that. Nothing crazy, but I'm at 1755 from a deposit of 2622. So I mean, I'm not a million miles away from getting everything back out again. And then obviously it's all then pure profit after that, which would be kind of nice. Yeah, I'm at 67% ROI. So it's like, all right, cool. Well, here's some stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's it. And once I get to like 100, then yeah, I'll start reinvesting this. But I know some people are like, oh, it's a scam. Well, again, so far I can only give you my honest opinion as to what I thought, and so far I've never had a fault, never had a problem. It's withdrawn every time I want. I even withdrew some in USDC last time, and then yeah, I'll start reinvesting it. How much do you have to have in to get $100 a day? Just out of curiosity, $7.5 grand. Okay, fair enough. So I need to up that quite significantly. I've got this going. I've got Go mining going as well. I just started that recently, so that's kind of. I mean, it's not like anything like those returns, but I don't have anywhere near the same amount of capital invested. So, but yeah, again, can't fault it. What did we say? It was like 76 days or something. I think was ROI. So yeah, I mean, I'm not far away now, which is kind of nice. Kind of good. Once energy is becoming cheaper again, then these things can still explode even higher. Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, don't forget, even American Bitcoin registered losses for Q1 of like 86 million or something, right? I'm sure it was like 86 million. $7K for 100 per day. Yeah, I mean, don't forget, that's an ROI of, yeah, it's about 70, 71 days then, isn't it, as an ROI? But then after that, I mean, some people, I mean, I think Oscar, the last one he did, he's getting like $1,600 a day, but he's got like 100 grand invested into it or something crazy like that. Which is a bit mental if you ask me. But yeah, fair play to him. Can Rose be traded on those bots low market cap if you find that on the channel? I think so. Yeah, I see they're featured on Bitcoin Magazine. Really? That's kind of cool. Are they really? Yeah. Interesting. Good. Right, where are we at then? 47, 13 minutes until market opens, everybody. 13 minutes until the markets open. Bets on a postcard. What do we think is going to happen? Are we going to get pump or dump, baby? That's the big question. Yeah, I just saw it there. We just put it up on the screen. Is it going to be a pump? Is it going to be a dump? Fat Sonic says, I'm scared. Yeah, I know the feeling. If the market pumps, I'm going to get liquidated on pretty much most of my trades because I am short on this market. So, yeah, if it decides it's going to go to the upside, then, yeah, it's going to end up being kind of painful. It's going to end up being kind of painful, but, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Quick pump and dump. I mean, I think that's kind of where we're getting to with a number of these, isn't it? It's like the wick up and then, you know, liquidate some of the shorts and then dump it back down again. The US China thing is looking extremely positive for the markets. I mean, the only thing that I'm a bit like, there wasn't a lot that came out of it, was there? That's kind of the thing. There wasn't really. Should we go on the 1 minute chart? Pump for the next few hours, then dump. Yeah, Husky, I'm with you. I think so as well. I mean, we'll bring up gold at the same time. I mean, we looked at gold last week. It's like, is gold really the big thing we should be looking at? Maybe we look at a couple of other coins as well. I think we're near to not a peak energy cost, but coming back down soon. Well, yeah, I think a lot of it will depend on the Strait of Hormuz. Whether that actually turns out to be anything other than what it is at the minute. But yeah, but I'm not seeing anything else here in terms of news breaking before markets open. So I think this will be kind of Trump, China, Iran escalation potential. Like, yeah, well, let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like. Let's get a poll out. Market open is going to ... There you go. Stick your answers on a postcard. 2 a.m. CST is always time to watch. You know when I'm sleeping. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it, Husky. I don't think oil goes too much higher. I think it's going to keep going. Well, oil's been pretty flat, right? Oil's been pretty flat. So Brent's it's like $100. It's been like that for a while. It's up 3% on Friday. Futures markets are pricing a rather large dump, or it dumped on Friday actually quite aggressively, down to 100,645. 109 is Brent market opens. I mean, that's big. That's up $4 potentially on Friday's number. So, yeah, I mean, look, it looks like it's going to be pretty tasty, whichever way it looks like. Whichever way it looks like. So we can bring up the two charts. We'll bring up Bitcoin on the left. And we'll bring up, we're going to do oil of gold. I feel like gold's point. I tell you what, I want to watch silver. Let's have yeah, we got Bitcoin and we'll have silver here and we'll see what they do. In my opinion, the ship should all just charge the straight. I mean, yeah, Trump said that the high oil price and inflation will only temporarily. Yeah, I mean, it will be. As long as once they get global oil moving again, then yeah, it's going to be fine. It is that challenge, though, of getting that oil going, isn't it? And that's kind of Iran's power play. As long as they've got that, then they'll probably hold on to it for dear life. Won't they? So, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see, everybody. But don't you worry about me. I can feel it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Right. Okay. So Bitcoin is 78,382 silver. Looking like that's going to be the big one that dumps, which obviously is a lot in manufacturing. So that could be interesting for what we've got coming this week. Sui at 1%. None of my trades look great because they're all shorts. We'll see. Who just sent me a message? Oh, my Pengu stop loss got triggered. Bruh. What? You gotta be joking me. Oh, man, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. Right, I'm gonna... what's it telling me? What's it giving me? WCT short. Sure about that one. Rune short. SNX long. 0.75 versus 1.8. ETH. Man, it's saying ETH might go long. Come on then, let's trade an ETH long on 25x leverage. Screw it. Done. So I'm short to long ETH. All right, there we go. That's what the bot's telling me to do. Let's see what happens. I thought the straw was up. Trump was in and out. Curious, but Trump wants to open. Yeah, it's not open yet. I'm long Pepe. We arose up the cost fast, but it's believable that we can go down. Yeah, that's true. I hate to say it, but dump Casey. So yeah, so I'm long on. I'm going to long ETH and I'm going to short everything else, which in fairness, I'm in the short. So this ETH trade needs to be quick in, make some moves and then get the heck out of there. Get out of Doge. But don't you worry about me. What have we got left? 7 minutes, everybody. 7 minutes. What's everyone saying? Everyone's going pump. Interesting. 80% of you think pump. That means one person said dump so far. Who is it? Who's the dumper? Oh dear, here we go. Look, why is it dumping? It's on the 1 minute. Forget it's on the 1 minute. You watch, they're just gonna absolutely power slam ETH to the floor now. It's like, bro, what happened? What happened? What happened is you should have shorted the market. But we'll see. We'll see. I still think they wick it up, but we'll see. My Doge is looking good. Nice. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. The cut of your jib. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, where are we at? 6 minutes left. Ben says I'm at an 80k short position. Well, I am absolutely on Bitcoin, yeah? On Bitcoin, I'm hoping it does it for you. I'm hoping it does it. Right. 78,364 on Bitcoin. Not doing much at the minute. 5 minutes and counting till the market opens. We're watching silver and we are watching Bitcoin as well. Of course, on Bitcoin. Love it. I love it. I like your vibes. I like your vibes. Good. Right. Anything coming out? Any news? Excuse me, man. It is late over here. It is late over here. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything at the minute come out. There's nothing kind of new that's, I guess, that's giving us any sort of vibe right now. Um, Hick. I'm still curious to watch. I ain't changing a thing. Come on, dump Mark Nobby. Where are we at? 56. Bitcoin's messing around a little bit. It's messing around a little bit right now. I still think we wick up and then we dump. So I'm gonna bring the trade bot up as well. So I've got it open just in case. Oh yeah, baby, we're already up. We're already up on the ETH trade. Already up on the ETH trade. Just weekly close in 2 hours. Yeah. Yes. Just in, Hedera-powered AI startup OneWorks will be selected for the Google for Startups X Antler Immersion Program. Wow, who's asking about HBAR early on? You see, these are the things you need to understand with HBAR. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty bullish. My patience never. It's all good. It's all good. Right, what do we got? 3 minutes, everybody. Silver still looking a little bit bleak. Futures markets pricing a 9% decline on open. BTC is holding up, not really doing anything special right now. So they're the big numbers. That's what we're looking for. Zcash and Hype both look pretty squeezy. Yeah, I mean, Hype's at 12.5, Zcash at 7.7. So Zcash has moved a bit more. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? But get ready, everybody. We got to count down 2 minutes. 2 minutes of every man. The Sunday market opens are always a bit fun, aren't they? Last Sunday, we got a pump at the end of the day, and then we dumped all the way through Monday. So are we about to get the same? That's the question. That is the question. Casey's up for it. Nuclear site hit the UAE. Will it move? Well, I mean, it hasn't moved yet. It happened about 3 hours ago, Chad. But, I mean, it depends. Could it trigger an escalation from Trump? Of course it could. Has it? No. But we'll see. Casey, I think you're behind. I think you must be behind on the stream about 10 minutes. Bro, you go live when the markets aren't even open and you see weird shit the most. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The market opens are wild. So, yeah, that's why it's kind of fun. The Sunday night show is fun. I like the Sunday night show. If you enjoy this content, by the way, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We were and did used to stream on TikTok, but we banned that tonight because they are an absolute joke of a platform. So, yeah, don't go to TikTok. There's a camel toe ban on the weekly. Oh, yeah. Right, Bitcoin dumping. I say dumping, pushing down to the 21-day. Obviously, we're on the 1 minute chart, so just expect a little bit of insanity on that side. We are a minute away from market open. So, obviously, we're going to be keeping an eye on what's going on with oil, and we'll keep an eye on what's going on with the commodities market as well. And then, obviously, with Bitcoin. So, let's see it. Let's see what happens. CT pattern, my favorite. Yeah, the old camel toe pattern. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Okay. You guys you guys have changed your view. Let's end the poll there. 21 votes. Pump being the winner, but only just. Bitcoin looking a little bit unsettled. Wow. Holy shit. Look at the silver market. What actually happened? That is crazy. Wow, silver just absolutely nuked itself dead quick then, but yeah. Okay, what do we got then? So Bitcoin did and has dumped on the open. Okay, we're not feeling that. We're not vibe checking. Silver's kind of holding up all right. What do we got? Brent crude 101. So not super crazy. Not super crazy. So we're going to get a bit of volatility here. And Isaac, bye-bye. And then we'll see kind of what happens. So, yeah. Wow. Silver is gone, everybody. Silver is gone. I am definitely closing this Ethereum short. Do I close Ethereum short or do I hold it up? I'm going to close it. I'm going to close it. I think this market is about to shit its bed. My other shorts, though, are printing right now, baby. Dump it to oblivion. Oh, dear me. There we go. Bitcoin. I mean, obviously, we're on the 1 minute chart here. So it's a little bit, obviously, a little bit less crazy. But yeah, look, silver wicking. Brent crude is spiking a little bit. Probably a good time to look at Zebek. Yeah, it's probably going to reversal. I mean, it's still not crazy, though, is it? I mean, if you went to the 15-minute chart on market open, that's not the craziest dump in the world. It's whether it goes below this. That is probably the big test. Dump it so I don't have to sit on my hands, been in the same spot for months. There you go, Isaac. But yeah, Bitcoin definitely giving up the goat right now. Silver looking kind of similar. What's gold done? So gold down, copper down. The S&P rallying a little bit. So that may give you a bit of hope there for the price of BTC. Stock market looks pretty weak. The bond market will be the one to keep an eye out for as well. So yeah, let's see. Bitcoin on a pretty heavy wick down. Looks like it's going under 78K right now. That is a pretty big wick down. Trades are still flat. So, anything coming in here? XAI, some sort of Elon Musk thing. Okay, yes. There's nothing really going on there right now. So everything is just sort of on this. Silver bouncing back a little bit. So clearly some selling pressure. Some unease in the market. But yeah, Bitcoin 78,100. I'm still not convinced the fact that, you know, the whole futures market looked rough across the globe tells me that we're probably in for some more downside. Just my thought. But yeah, maybe they wake this back up to the 21.78.2. I mean, the hourly chart doesn't even look that crazy, does it? It doesn't even look that crazy, to be honest. Silver is coming back up again, which is kind of interesting as well. So let's get rid of that. We don't really care about that one. Let's just stick with the price of Bitcoin. So, I mean, look, nothing super crazy. 78.5K could see us get back to that level. You know, there's nothing really coming in right now that's sort of, I guess, giving us any kind of vibes here. Most of them, yeah, I mean, yeah, it does feel like they're being bought back up again, 78.2, so back above the 21-day moving average, so a little wick down, nothing crazy. Here on the 1 hour chart, so could set up an interesting day, I think it's fair to say, innit? Could definitely set up an interesting day. But has it got the minerals? We've seen this. If it loses the 21, then, yeah, expect downside momentum is probably where I get to. Yeah, the 1 minute chart is way more exciting. That's absolutely true. So whether it closes, obviously, on the daily down or not, and then obviously we get the weekly close candle as well, which obviously will be red significantly. It's not going to wake back up to 80,900, but yeah, all in all, a pretty old, interesting day, I think is fair to say. But more consolidation. So market opens, not giving us the craziest of market opens, but it gives us something to work for. It gives us something to work to. All right, everybody, that is the market open. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I appreciate you guys with the love and support. Again, you spend a little bit of your personal time. If you enjoyed what you listened to, hit the like and subscribe button. If you're watching this on a record, then we live stream 6 days a week, 4 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it out. And one last thing, don't forget, check out 2bitcrypto.com. Join that trading group, $12 a month, access to our AI bots, trade bots, and obviously some of the exclusive trading AI software that we've got in there as well. So as always, thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK, back as always here on the 2Bit Crypto channel to see what is going on in this market. So till then, take care, and I'll see you soon.